A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic legal showdown, former President Donald Trump has initiated a lawsuit against the BBC, seeking a staggering $10 billion in damages for defamation. The lawsuit, filed in the Southern District of Florida, stems from a controversial documentary that aired in the UK, which Trump claims misrepresented his words during a speech on January 6, 2021. The BBC, known for its robust journalism, has stated that it will defend itself against the charges, but has refrained from commenting further on the ongoing legal proceedings. The crux of Trump's complaint revolves around the editing of his speech, which he argues was manipulated to create a false narrative. His attorneys allege that the BBC's documentary, titled Trump, A Second Chance, spliced together two separate parts of his speech delivered nearly an hour apart, misleading viewers into believing he explicitly encouraged his supporters to storm the Capitol. This portrayal, they claim, is not only defamatory but also violates Florida's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act. The former president's legal team has accused the BBC of engaging in unfair methods of competition and of producing a false, defamatory, deceptive, disparaging, inflammatory, and malicious depiction of him. The lawsuit seeks $5 billion for each of the two counts, defamation and the alleged violation of trade practices law. Trump's legal battle with the BBC is not without precedent. Last month, he had threatened to sue the broadcaster for $1 billion unless it issued a retraction and apology for the documentary. While the BBC did issue an apology and a retraction, it firmly rejected Trump's demands for compensation, stating that it strongly disagrees with the basis of his defamation claim. The documentary, which aired just a week before the 2024 election, has drawn significant attention and controversy. In it, Trump is shown saying, "We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell." However, the editing obscured the fact that these statements were made at different times during his speech, leading many to interpret them as a direct call to action. Critics of the BBC have raised questions about the editorial standards that allowed such an edit to make it to air. The fallout from the documentary has led to the resignation of key BBC figures, including Director General Tim Davie and Head of News Deborah Turnus. Legal experts have weighed in on the lawsuit, with some suggesting that Trump's case is unlikely to succeed. Mark Stevens, a UK-based media lawyer, stated that the lawsuit is ill-founded and that the British legal system does not recognize punitive damages in the same way as the US, meaning Trump would face significant hurdles in his quest for a $10 billion payout. In light of the backlash from the documentary, the BBC has expressed regret over the editing but maintains that there was no intention to mislead. The organization has also emphasized that it did not distribute the documentary in the US and that it was only available to viewers in the UK. As the legal battle unfolds, the implications for both Trump and the BBC are significant. For Trump, this lawsuit represents not only a fight for his reputation, but also a strategic move in the lead-up to the 2024 election. For the BBC, it poses a challenge to its credibility and editorial integrity, as well as its financial resources, given that any potential damages awarded would come from British taxpayers. The BBC's response to the lawsuit will be closely watched, and there is speculation that the organization may seek to settle the case to avoid a protracted legal battle. Meanwhile, politicians and media figures in the UK are weighing in on the controversy, with some defending the BBC's independence and others criticizing its editorial choices. As the world watches this unfolding legal drama, it raises questions not only about the responsibilities of media organizations in reporting on political figures, but also about the boundaries of free speech and the potential consequences of editorial decisions. With both sides preparing for a legal fight, the outcome of this high-stakes case remains uncertain, but it is sure to have lasting repercussions in the realms of politics and media alike. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.